Hello everybody, Captain Marty here on Wednesday, July the 15th. Had a great day yesterday, made a little road trip over to Belhaven. I'll tell you about that and more in today's fishing report, so don't go anywhere, I'll be right back.
Stock up and cast out with Soundside Sporting Goods in Columbia, your one-stop fishing headquarters right off of Highway 64. From fresh mullet and fresh bait to brands like Fish Bites, Strike King, Gulp, Zoom, Mirrolure, and Bass Lures galore, they've got the gear to keep the lines tight and the coolers full. Need new fishing line? They'll re-spool your reels and get you back on the water fast. With rods, reels, waders, buoy boots, and a full-service tackle shop ready to roll, this is the spot anglers trust before the next big bite. Visit them online at SoundsideSportingGoods.com. Soundside Sporting Goods. I mean, why go anywhere else?
Hi, I'm LB Daniels, and when you want great local seafood, you go to Fresh Catch Seafood in Wanchese. How do I know it's great? My daddy is one of the fishermen that brings it to the docks. At Fresh Catch Seafood, you will get local seafood right from their fish house. They are a family-owned business that knows the name of every fisherman that comes to their docks. Visit their social media pages to see the latest catches. My daddy would love to put his tuna on your dinner plate, so get it now from Fresh Catch Seafood in Wanchese.
So yesterday, me and my old sidekick Justin Bateman, who's really responsible for all the work that goes into this podcast, the sales, the marketing, the good looks, and all those things. He's in charge of hair and makeup. Anyway, he does a great job. We went over and saw old Ricky Radcliffe, retired from Radcliffe Marine, and we had lunch with him and Shane, who now owns Radcliffe Marine. It was just a really nice visit, met some really nice people. We circled around there to Sidekick Neck Road and saw Wayne Jr. and Sr. at A&W Sales, and they're my bad boy connection. And I'll tell you what, Justin said something while we were there yesterday. He said, I've never been more thankful to meet somebody than these people over here at A&W. They are just great people to do business with. So it was a nice road trip. And then on the way back, I said, I'm going to teach this old Wancheser how to pick corn. And so I was trying to tell him how sweet corn only lasts a little while, because most people look at those big cornfields and see it standing for a long time, but you have a very short window to pick sweet corn. So I took him, and then I realized he was in flip-flops and shorts. He looked a little bit scared when we went down to that cornfield. I think he thought a tiger or something was going to jump out of the bushes and get him. He was really slow too. I'm glad I wasn't paying him by the hour, but I did send him home with a whole bucket of sweet corn, and I hope he enjoys it. And thanks to Eric and Tammy Cahoon for letting us go into their private sweet corn patch and pick a little bit of sweet corn. It's really the goodness that does grow in North Carolina. Hatter's fleet got offshore yesterday. They had a little improvement on the wahoo bite. Been averaging about 1 per day per boat. Now it's 2 or 3. Good blackfin tuna fishing every day. They've got that figured out. And then the dolphin bite or mahi bite was really pretty good too. All bailers, or mostly all bailers. But you put the 3 of those things together, you come up with a nice day. And there was a few sailfish caught. So you had a flag or 2 up in the riggers. And closer to the inlet, it was mostly a bluefish bite for their nearshore, inshore boats. Oregon Inlet really had, they had posted a video yesterday on their Facebook page. It was really good. I'd encourage you to go search it out, because there is a great blue marlin video on their daily fishing report. Man, that thing gives you a real feel for how exciting that can be when you got one jumping all around. You got somebody from Ohio who's never seen nothing but a carp, and then you got a 12-foot long, 500-pound fish jumping like crazy out of the water. That's what makes it all worthwhile. And there were a few blue marlin caught and released. There's been some great sail fishing over the last week. Of course, they laid up on Monday and had a day off with the weather. Pretty good dolphin fishing, not great, but also a few nice sized, good class of yellowfin tuna, scattered blackfin tuna, a little bit of everything. Their inshore boats are poking around the inlet catching Spanish mackerel and bluefish, and something I don't know if I've ever talked about, moonfish. Moonfish are different. They're good to eat too. Almost everything is good to eat. In fact, I'll never forget back in the day when I was a kid, 13 years old, fishing with Captain Jake Stone on the Flamingo in Ponce Inlet, Florida, right there at the south end of Daytona Beach, where I was raised, a block from the docks. And this old guy would come on the boat every weekend and fish with us on this head boat during the heyday of snapper and grouper fishing. And then you talk about living a Tom Sawyer-ish existence. I did at Ponce Inlet. But that old guy told me one time, Marty, any fish is good eating if you just know how to cook it. And, I bet that is kind of true. Some are maybe better than others. But then again, this is the same guy that the next Saturday, he came down on the boat with a paper grocery bag with something in it. Jake was standing there greeting everybody when they got on the boat. Captain Jake, he was, I call him an old man, but at the time he was younger than I am. And he said, "What you got in that bag, Ralph?" And Ralph said, "Captain Jake, I picked up this dead possum off the road on the way down here this morning. I was wondering if I could put it in the fish box, keep it cold, because I'm going to eat it." And Captain Jake looked at him and said, "You ain't leaving that possum in our fish box today." And anyway, I never forgot that day or that man. Old Ralph was a great guy. When we jump into the surf and pier report, not a lot of changes going on. A little bit of a Spanish mackerel bite down in the neighborhood of the Avon Pier and also Ramp 38. I'm not sure how close those two are together. I don't know my ramp numbers very well. But all up and down Hatteras Island, there was a little bit of activity going on. And I saw where Kara at Red Drum posted that the point is open to back up. Keep in mind, this is not an official proclamation. You need to find out for yourself how to approach the point. But she said it was opened up like it was on July the 4th. So I think access is better, but do be aware of what that takes. And the best way to do that is stop in and see Kara at Red Drum Tackle. And they're right there at Cape Point, and they'll know. They'll give you the latest update, and they'll also give you some great bait, and just one of the nicest tackle shops on the Outer Banks. But a little bit of a bite up and down, also some bluefish, a few sea mullet, pompanos, and croakers. Jeanette's Pier had a little bit of a Spanish mackerel bite, and there's been some drum caught up and down on the piers on north of Oregon now. Not a lot, but a scattered puppy drum and even a yearling or two was caught yesterday. So all that is really good. We'll take a little pause. I've been talking too much. Justin's going to get mad at me if I don't move on and get to the end of this report. And I will. Just when I come back, we'll talk about the backcountry.
When lines are tight and the bite is on, you need fuel that keeps up with the action. Introducing Sport Fisher, the drink built for anglers and adventurers who never quit chasing the next big catch. With bold flavor and serious kick, Sport Fisher keeps you energized from the first cast to the last run offshore. Whether you're chasing tuna, marlin, largemouth bass, or just for a great day on the water, crack open a can and fuel the catch. Grab yours today and learn more at sportfisherenergy.com. Sport Fisher, because legends don't run out of energy.
So while we were in Belhaven having lunch at Fish Hooks yesterday, who did I run into but Captain Dickie Harris, who I quote and talk about a lot on this podcast. Dickie recently retired from the Fantastic after 40 or 50 or 70 years, however many years he ran that boat, a long time. He was the mate on it, then he bought it and made a career on it. Dickie obviously didn't get enough fishing during that time. He was over in Belhaven fishing with Gray Davis of Hot Guides, and they actually, I think he told me they caught 7 of the big drum up to, what did he tell me, 47 inches, something like that. So that's really cool. But now that's those guys, when they get together, they're formidable, and they catch drum when other people will not catch drum. But anyway, that was a good report because it has not been great fishing in the Sound, I hate to say. On a little bridge on the Manio Nags Head Causeway, there's a high bridge right there at Pirates Cove, and then there's a little bridge. And the little bridge has one of the best fishing spots, free fishing, on the catwalk there, and it can be really good. They've been catching spot and black drum there, pretty good numbers. I heard that from Gary Oliver. And then down on the Bonner Bridge, the old bridge that used to cross Oregon Inlet on the south side, they left a part of it. Really great that they did. Good free fishing pier there as well, and they had a decent sheephead bite. So there's always a place to go fishing. If you don't believe it, ask Tony Lombardi from walkingangler.com, who helps me with a lot of the surf and pier information. But there's always a place to go. What I don't have in today's report is a good update from the wading fishermen. But maybe I'll scout around a little bit tomorrow and see if I can get you an update before we roll into the weekend. Meanwhile, I hope you have a great day. Thanks for letting me share some of my stories with you. And let the good Lord bless you richly today.